Arsenal's offer for Ben White accepted by Brighton in there, and anytime from now, Ben White is going to be an Arsenal player. Welcome to the Football News Top 10 and Lifestyle Zone, guys. How are you and where are you watching from? That is always my intro. It looks like it's my signature tone in here, and very soon people will start saying, yes, when Rokani is coming through, expect him to say, welcome to this channel. Please subscribe to our channels as don't miss out on stories that we upload in a daily. Yeah, that is my signature tone in there, and I feel like I'm really into high spirits because it's a Saturday. I've been fasting for 3 days now. I'm really feel like I'm recharged with what God has given me, and I feel anointed in here now. Guys, where are you? This is a channel that does almost every news from each and every football team around the world, and very soon we are really going to start doing even different stories from teams like Africa. Like today, KZ Chiefs is taking on a team which goes by names Al Ahly in the African Champions League final in there. So even in Africa, we do have some good talent in there, and we've seen very many players that have really left these teams that have reached the finals and they really progressed to European leagues. Like the team that we're talking about, known as Brighton, where Arsenal is getting Ben White from, has a player, a South African player who goes by the name of Tao in there. Tao was playing in South Africa. I think he was playing for a team which got KZ Chiefs or Mamelodi Sundowns in there, and he's now in the Premier League. And very many other players in there, Thomas Partey's in there. They've played in such competitions and they really progressed to the next level in there. Now, guys, let's get into this story as Arsenal's bid final has been accepted by Brighton. Remember, Brighton really came out and told Arsenal, told our teams, because it was not only Arsenal that were interested into this lad who goes by names of Ben White. There are very many teams that were interested into Ben White. One, Man City was interested, Manchester United was interested. So for Manchester United, Ben White was the first choice. If at all they failed to get Rafael Varane, Jules Koundé, or Pau Torres, they really had to go in for Ben White, also Yunchu from Leicester City. So those are two teams. Everton needed that lad in there. I think even Tottenham Hotspur, close to 5 clubs were in need of services of a man who goes by names of Ben White in there. And he's really a talented lad, 23 years of age. I think he's really a very good one to really gate, especially for Arsenal, who really look like they are really lacking stability in defense after the departure of David Luiz. That means, remember, David Luiz was a starter at Arsenal, and that means you have to get in another defender who is going to be a starter to partner with either Gabriel Magalhaes or Rob Holding in there. So Arsenal really were really into panic to really get a centre back because they look like because the manager who goes by names of Arteta does not trust Pablo Mari. I think he does not trust Callum Chambers in there, because Callum Chambers most times he's being played off the right side in there of the defense in there. He plays the right way, the right back in there. So it looked like Arsenal was lacking really someone into that position. And guess what happened? The manager who goes by names of Arteta tasked the football director, Edu, that get me a lad who goes by the names of Ben White. So Ben White, Arsenal put in the first bid in June. It was for £40 million in there, and Brighton said no. Our player is more than that. It's like you don't know what you're taking. Then Arsenal said no. We have to go in and bring in another bid. Arsenal put in a bid of £47 million in there, and Brighton told them no. Arsenal, you are not a serious team. Let's talk to other teams that really want the services of the lad. And Arsenal was really in a panic because teams like Everton would get this money and pay it off. Man City could get this money and pay it off. You never know, even Manchester United in there. So, and Arsenal were into panic, and they said, no, this cannot happen, and we lose out on such a defender, because Arteta really is really a darling of this lad. And I'm telling you, Arteta is really taking notes of a man who goes by the name of Pep Guardiola. Look at Lokonga, Nuno Tavares, and Ben White. All of those were being monitored by the scouting team of Man City, and all those players that have not yet bought by Man City to Arsenal by the time by the time Arteta was there, and now Pep Guardiola has not yet taken their services. Arsenal is bringing them on because they were scouting them. He knows the scouts of these teams, and these teams were linked to Man City, and Man City were really looking at them and asking themselves, who should we get in now? And now Arteta is really doing the needful to really get in these players, and Ben White is one of those players that Man City have been targeting, and Arteta knows it, and he thinks that each and every player that Pep Guardiola puts his eye on, that means that player is really good enough and worth it to play into the top tier football of Arsenal in there. So Arteta is really following the steps of Pep Guardiola now. Now, what really did Arsenal bad was that the Euros really came in through, and I think communication broke, and there is no way they could really seal this deal and get it done, because first and foremost, they never knew whether Ben White will finish the Euros injured or not. You get, because there is that move that United did of signing Jadon Sancho in there. Well, the lad was in the Euros in there, and they had agreed a deal in principle with Borussia Dortmund in there, and United revealed it, and you never know. Now, what if you agree a deal in principle with Borussia Dortmund and Jadon Sancho gets an injury? So Arsenal was very keen on this, and they said, what if we agree a deal with Brighton and really put up this money, and Ben White gets an injury into the Euros? What can we do? Yet we've spent 50 million pounds in there. So what Arsenal did, they waited for the right time. The Euros got done. After the Euros got done, they really put up the bid that a team which goes by names of Brighton really wanted. Now, the other thing that I really want to let you know is that the reason as to why Ben White was taken into the Euros is one, not that he's the best centre-back amongst all that we are variable that the manager would have picked from, but the reason was he also plays into the central defensive midfield. He can play the CDM role very well in there. He can play the right back too. So this one as to why the manager took him, it was like because of his flexibility to play almost 3 positions, and he plays them very well. So it shows you that Ben White is a different kind of player, and Arsenal are really getting quality in this guy, because guys, getting a person who can play a central defense, right back, and it's CDM, because CDM, by the way, how many defenders have you seen playing the CDM very well? Very few to name. I remember I see Fabinho for Liverpool really plays the CDM role very well, and when he's shifted into the central defense, he plays it very well. Even Fernandinho at Man City, he does it very well in there. Which other player? I remember at United, Derry Blind was brought into the central defensive midfield. He was playing very well, but not as such as these other CDMs that I've talked about. So guys, I'm thinking Arsenal really have a reason of bringing in a player who goes by the names of Ben White, because he's really talented, and Ben White really needs this move because England is going to the World Cup. You get? So if at all he really plays very well in Arsenal, because Arsenal is a top tier team, and when you're playing for Arsenal, you are really at a very high chance of really making it to the starting 11 of a team which goes by names of England in there, because he can really take away John Stones. If at all he plays very well at Arsenal, he can really knock out John Stones. Yes, though John Stones is really a very good defender, but you never know what can happen in there. But he's increasing his chances of really making it to the World Cup with a team which goes by the name of Arsenal, which would have been hard for him to make to that list if at all he's playing for a team which goes by the names of Brighton. Now, Arsenal makes this bid. The bid was accepted yesterday because they knew that Ben White is out of the Euros, he's not injured, and you know the problem of Arsenal, the way they really spend their money, they don't really want to spend lots of money onto such players. So Arsenal really has that history onto it. And you remember something memorable was, you remember how Arsenal missed out on Suarez from Ajax in there when they are really bringing him. Liverpool really took the lad, and the reason as to why Suarez never came to Arsenal, yet Arsenal was his ideal destination. He really wanted to play for Arsenal because of the way they were playing, their way of playing the game. So what Arsenal did, Ajax told them, you are giving us £50 million. How much can you add us onto this? Do you know what Arsenal told them? I'm adding you £1. Can you imagine? So they felt embarrassed, and Liverpool came in with all the money, and they brought in Suarez. And ever since Liverpool brought in Suarez, you remember what happened by that time. Suarez was really lit, and he scored very many goals. And we who watched him before he went to the La Liga in there, Suarez was really the big deal in there. So one thing I really want to let you know is that Arsenal has a very bad record when it comes really to such deals and doing deals that really contain lots of money. That's why bringing in a Ben White, it might be the most expensive transfer that Arsenal is going to do. And in the history of Arsenal, I think he's ranked third, because after Pepe, there goes Aubameyang. After Aubameyang, there goes a player who goes by the names of Ben White, 50 million pounds in there, and he's the most expensive defender that Arsenal is going to get. The most expensive defender that Arsenal has ever bought goes by the names of Shkodran Mustafi from Valencia, close to 38 million pounds in there. Now, it shows you how Arsenal really does its stuff. Look at Man City. They paid 50 million pounds for Ruben Diaz. They brought in Kyle Walker at the same amount of money almost. They brought in John Stones at the same amount of money. So when you look at the defense of Man City, it has like 200 million pounds in there. But look at the defense of Arsenal. Can it even hit 100 million pounds in there all combined? Because Kientieni, little money. Magalhaes, I think, it didn't exceed 20 million pounds. So it looks like Arsenal really has a bad record, but Arsenal getting out 50 million pounds and really putting it on a lad who goes by names of Ben White is something really great, and it looks like Arsenal are really shifting in. And what has really brought this? What brought this is that Stefan Kroenke, the owner of Arsenal, who owns the majority shares in Arsenal, really had to respond to the fans, because the fans told him that you are trying to sell our history, spoil it through putting Arsenal into the European Super League, something that you never asked us about, and you really sat with your board and you made a decision. So the fans really put him on pressure, and after putting him on pressure, guess what happened? He told them that we are really going to make you good signings this summer, and Arsenal is really going to get back onto the rail, because Arsenal had turned the heel in there, and we were really asking ourselves, how can Arsenal really come back? Arsenal, for the 2 consecutive seasons, Arsenal has finished 8th. Can you imagine? We who watched Arsenal way back from 1999 in there, we've seen Arsenal really competing for top 4 positions and into the Premier League in there, the Champions League. They reached the Champions League final in 2006. You remember? Fabregas, Thierry Henry, Sol Campbell, Ebu in there, Gal Clichy, Edu, the current football director of Arsenal, was also into the mix. They had very many good players in there. They brought in the Rosiskis, they brought in Nasri, Adebayo. Arsenal has been having quality at its team in there, and I've been really liking it. But the problem has been for Arsenal that they haven't been competing for trophies in there. Arsene Wenger quitting Arsenal really left them into a very bad image, because he had not yet planned for the team. The same thing that Manchester United faced after Sir Alex Ferguson left. These 2 managers left this team they had not planned for it. It looks like they were even forced out of the club, because it looks like they really wanted some good years at the club in there. They're not planning for retirement. So it shows you how much Arsenal is changing itself, and I'm looking at how Arteta is really trying to get in these players and get off the dead wood. It shows you that Arsenal is improving on the way it's signing players, because a Thomas Partey in Arsenal is a very good addition, because when I look at all the signings that Arteta has made at Arsenal, they are really good. Look at Gabriel Magalhaes. He's really a very good defender. The reason as to why he's not really giving you the attributes that Arteta bought him for is that he does not have a good centre-back partner in there. Now wait and see how Magalhaes is going to partner with a man who goes by names of Ben White. He's really going to be superb. Look at Kientieni. Kientieni is also a good defender. Now Nuno Tavares, be a good one. Guys, you are going to watch Arsenal is playing today. I think like 4 hours from now, Arsenal will be playing a team which goes by the name of Rangers. If possible, we'll do a watch along in here. But you're going to see Nuno Tavares, because I've already done that video, the predicted lineup of Arsenal versus Rangers, and Nuno Tavares is already there. So it shows you how much Arsenal are really into this, and they're really looking to improve their side in there. But Brighton have accepted a 50 million pound offer from Arsenal for the defender who goes by names of Ben White in there, and this is something good for a team which goes by name of Arsenal, because spending 50 million quid, because I last had Arsenal really breaking the bank on Nicola Pepe at 73 million pounds in there from Lille in there, and they are paying it in installments, not at once. So it looks like Arsenal breaking the bank shows you that it's really something good in there. But news is that it might be suddenly onto this note that Ben White is away for 3 weeks. Ben White is away for 3 weeks. That means he really returned, because the Euros ended on 13th. Now 13th, 20th, 27th. That means he will be available for Arsenal, I think, on the 3rd or 4th of August. In there, he will do a medical. After a medical, he will be then unveiled as an Arsenal player in there. But one thing I really want to let you know is things can change, because Ben White never got full participation into the Euros for a team which goes by names of England, and you never know, that might even cause him to return much earlier, like 2 weeks. Then he comes back at Arsenal, he trains with the team. I think he will join them in Florida, USA, because after Scotland, Arsenal is jetting to Florida, US, where they are going to play into the international is an international cup in their ICC in there, after they will return and really go ahead and start off their season with a team which goes by names of Brentford in there, and they will be playing away at Brentford. So to me, I think Arsenal, it's a good signing for Arsenal to bring in a lad who goes by names of Ben White. Good news for Arsenal. Let's get to know when the medical will take place, because after the medical, sure deal, no quarantine. Is an English player from America to United Kingdom. There is no quarantine. They are not red zone countries in there. So to me, I think Ben White to Arsenal is really a deal that is good for Arsenal, and I congratulate Arsenal for really getting themselves a very good defender. People, when you look at Arsenal at the level that they are, 23 years from now, a 23-year-old defender, Magalhaes is 23 too. Kian Tierney is into that age bracket. Nuno Tavares into that bracket. So Arsenal really looks like they are really building a bond. They are really planning for a team that is really going to be competing for the Premier League in the next 2 or 3 seasons from now. And you never know, even this season it's possible, because the problem Arsenal is not scoring goals. Arsenal will give you each and every goal that you want, but the problem is the central defensive midfield of Arsenal and that central defense. That's the problem of Arsenal. So Arsenal looking like taking off very many players off the pitch, and now they're bringing in new ones, and the breed looks like it's looking good, and it's a promising time for Arsenal really, if at all they complete in this deal, and we wait to see what really happens in there after Ben White joins Arsenal. Locatelli bid in, and they really have the money for Locatelli, but Juventus is the reason as to why this deal has not yet happened. Thank you guys for watching in. This is Rokani David, aka already onto this channel. Please subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Guys, I really want you to go into the comment section and tell me what you think about this story. Arsenal's bid for Ben White has been accepted by a team which goes by the names of Brighton. Please, this is good news for Arsenal fans. I want to see your reaction to the comment section below. Thank you for watching in. I'm out for now, guys. See you later.